Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Writing Wednesday. For those who are new, my name is Mariesa Moore Gentry, and I am your host. Welcome to my channel. This week, we are going to continue with our theme of staying faithful to what God has placed in your hands. And for today's session, we are on prompt number 22. So, we're going to reflect on the importance of moving with wisdom instead of reacting to every distraction around us. And I know that this can be a challenge, but not everything that calls for our attention deserves our response. I feel like saying that again. Not everything that calls for our attention deserves our response. Through this guided journaling, we're going to explore focus, discernment, and the importance of inviting God into our decisions. And like I say every week, let your writing be your voice, whether it's the glue that holds you together or a safety net, allowing you to fall apart. So grab your journal, take a moment to settle your heart, and we're going to write together. Before we go into it, go ahead and share this video with someone who you believe will benefit. Please like it and make sure you are subscribed to my channel. All right, let's get started. All right, prompt number 22. Are you moving with God's wisdom or reacting to every distraction around you? And of course, we promote honesty here. Your journal is just for you unless God prompts you to share it with someone. But be honest here. Sometimes we do move in God's wisdom, and then sometimes we react out of our flesh or we react to distractions around us before we just stop and take a minute to pause within ourselves and pray. So I just want you to take a moment, pause, and write. So as we do each week, we go deeper. We have deeper reflection questions, and each question builds on the last to support our initial prompt. So just pause after each one and let your heart speak. For the first one, it says, where are you easily pulled off focus? I know where I'm easily pulled off focus, and I have been convicted to tighten that up because I can get very, very distracted, especially when it comes to doing something that God's called me to do. And we know why, don't we? If we don't, let me just tell you. And if you do, I'll just be reminding you that when you are called to do something for God, opposition will arise. There is no question about it. But that opposition arises to pull you off focus, to get you out of what you are called to do. So I just want to create this awareness that this is what it is. So as we write about it today, we want to be honest about where we're pulled off focus, easily pulled off focus, because sometimes we don't see our distractions or us being pulled out of focus as a tactic or strategy of Satan. But in reality, we should because that's exactly what it is. Sometimes we can be very easily distracted and he doesn't have to try very hard. And other times we may really battle for keeping our focus where it should be. So take a moment, pause, and write. This is a great one. What distractions keep showing up? This is very revelatory of what we may value possibly. I don't think distractions are random. I think they are very strategic because I believe that what we put our attention or place our value in has the potential to turn around and sort of kind of cloud us or keep us away from our calling. If we place great value in our calling and we are disciplined, then maybe we won't be as easily distracted. But what keeps coming up for you? What keeps showing up? It may be something that you value greatly. So maybe look at it from that perspective. Take a moment, pause, and write. In a society that battles for our attention and in a community And in a world where there are so many competing voices in our lives, this is such a crucial question to ask ourselves. What voices are influencing your decisions? I wish that we could say, oh, the voice of God. But we should definitely be honest. We are pulled in so many different directions through social media, listening to people at our jobs, some of our friend circles. We have lots of voices in our lives, not to mention the voice that we have internally, our own thoughts that we battle with. That's why it's so very important that we limit what we are exposed to and that we do guard our ears and eye gates. So we have to be very careful, especially people of faith in Jesus Christ, that the reigning voice in our lives is that of God. All right. So, what voices are influencing your decisions? And if you put God, okay, wonderful. Be truthful here, though. If it is not just God's voice, write the other ones that are too. Maybe this will create an awareness also of what you're valuing. All right, take a moment, pause, and write. For our last reflection question, have you been pausing to seek God before moving? Have you been pausing to seek God before moving? I've been in the book of Nehemiah for several weeks now. And one of the things that I really admire about Nehemiah is how he would take a moment and pray. I think that's so very important because we can get caught up in emotion and make a decision that should not have been made. And sometimes we can just move quickly without consulting the one who has the best direction for our lives. So I want you to take a moment, pause, and write about if you pause to seek God before moving. I mean, you could definitely say yes or no, or most of the time, or whatever. But I would love for you to extend it a little bit. How have you been pausing to seek God before moving? Or in what way is God inviting me to pause and seek Him before making a decision? Take a moment, pause, and write, and then we will come back with this week's challenge. All right, you made it. So, for our challenge this week, it is the pause practice. Pause before you respond. So, you're going to write, before I move, I will pause and invite God into blank, and you fill it in. This is your challenge, not just for this week, but for your life. Where are you going to invite God into where He should be? But maybe you've rushed into decisions, or maybe you have not intentionally invited Him in. All right, we'll come back and we'll talk about next time. So, for next time, we are going to talk about and we are going to journal about whose voice are you building from? This is not our prompt, but our prompt does have to do with this. Whose voice are you building from? All right. So, until we come back next time, I pray that this has been beneficial for you. And I am looking forward to journaling with you next week. Take care.